seen such a tight-knit locker room come together so quickly, so fast?
Yeah, so in preparation and last week's experiences, it's again just being on the road again and being on the road for 5 days versus getting in and getting out and spending some time together. We saw it with the group. It's even before I got here. It's guys who really they like each other, they enjoy each other. The guys we've added in have been welcomed in a wonderful way and have integrated into the group. And as we are on the road and we spend time together, and just the character wins are also a sign of just a group that enjoys working together, working for each other, helping each other. And we've had a number of those during this initial stretch as we continue to build on the things that we want to do tactically and all those good things, and as we integrate new players into the group. So, another difficult opponent this weekend, Kansas City, very good team who very well organized, well coached. But it's a home game, and these two home games are important for us because then we go on the road for 3 games, and so points are what we're shooting for, but also to continue to build on our performances, to continue to build clarity on what it is again that we're building towards. Obviously, we're now getting into the challenges of the summer months as it relates to national team call-ups, as it relates to guys getting a little dinged up for one reason or another, different things where you have to really work through your roster and get as much out of everybody as possible. And we've had a lot of guys play in the early stretches, so I think a lot of guys are ready to help us out. So, but that's also what builds the team together because we rely on everyone. It's not just 11 guys who are out there playing every minute all the time. Everybody is contributing to this group, and it's been nice to be a part of. Your last question is, have I seen a group come together this fast? No, I mean, to be fair, the Los Angeles Galaxy team of 1996 that was picked by Lothar Osiander came together very fast. Again, a very good group of guys, of which many of us are still together in different ways. But that team went 12-0 to start off the season in 1996. That was the shootout era. But it was a group of guys that just came together really fast, had a lot of success early. Is one of those. That's kind of where culture kind of came about as a big thing for us as we came back here to LA. But it took a little more time, say in Toronto as an example, just to kind of get the group together and connected and all that. But this group has definitely gelled quickly, and it was something that we were very cognitive and aware of when we put the group together, was finding good guys who fit into our team, and not just on the field but also off the field and how they relate to everybody.
I heard 96 had a pretty strong back line, so maybe that had something to do with it. But another part, harkening back to your playing days, this team has such a long-standing tradition of playing on the 4th of July. Just from your experience with this club playing on that day, that special tradition, what does it mean to you and why is it so special?
Yeah, we always enjoyed playing on the 4th of July. It was always kind of there were the biggest crowds of the year. Usually it was, obviously working with the fireworks and all of the excitement that came with that. But it was also sometimes an opportunity to bring new fans into the fold of the LA Galaxy, because some fans would just come because of the fireworks, but then also you have your avid fans. And so it was really, for us, it was an opportunity for us to play in front of a lot of people, but also to spread the LA Galaxy sort of message and what our team was about, and to try to perform and try to draw new fans into the fold. And we had many games in the Rose Bowl that were 50, 60, 70,000, and those were just always really big days. Obviously we always had difficult opponents or interesting opponents on 4th of July that also led to kind of the narrative of the day. So again, we have another very good opponent on the 4th of July here, and I suspect that we'll have a solid crowd and a very vocal crowd. So I know the guys are looking forward to this opportunity to get back out there again.
All right, thanks, Coach. See you on Sunday.
Yep, thank you.
Thanks, Nikki. We'll go next to Kevin Baxter with the LA Times. Kevin, go ahead.
Thanks, Chris. Hey, look, it's Ted Lasso. Great, thanks.
Hey.
I did 35. I have 2 questions. One is, following up what Nikki said about the team coming together and stuff. I know you are not intimately familiar with Javier, that this is the first year you've worked with him. I've actually been around him since before his first World Cup. I've never seen him this happy. Do you get that, and how does that help a player? I mean, he just seems almost giddy at times.
Yeah, that's I feel the sense that that you do, that he's very happy. I didn't know him before. I've known him as this very, very good player who has worked incredibly hard in the off season, who had a lot of people kind of talking about his performances last year and where he was, but he set his mindset in the right way, and you can tell he's a competitor and he wants to be successful, and he did all of the work in the off season to get himself into this position where he can enjoy the fruits of his labors now. And for us and myself is just to create a good relationship with him and to help him again enjoy what he's doing, to know that we trust him and that we are working to try to help him to be as successful as possible, and that we know what that looks like. And for me, is just I've created a personal relationship with him so that we have good communication, whether it's about soccer or about anything else, and I enjoy it. I enjoy just his time and bouncing things off of him and learning more about his past and his history and all the things that he's experienced in the game as he continues to perform for us. So it's great to see that he enjoys it. When players enjoy it, they play better. There's no two ways about that. And obviously he's playing some really, really good soccer right now.
My second question is, the other Greg, the one with two G's, said that he didn't call Julian in for the Gold Cup because Julian has not quite decided he wants to commit to the U.S. national team. Is that your understanding of what went on? And because it seemed like he was a lock to go to the Gold Cup team.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Is Julian is in the sort of that personal struggle, if you will, of trying to decide what is best for him and his career and what path is the right one. For me, I don't know a lot about his options. I've spoken to Greg, and I know how Greg feels about Julian. But Julian is one of those moments where he's still young. He's 19, and he's trying to figure out what the best solution is for Julian. From our perspective and my perspective at the Galaxy and as his coach is just to try to help provide him with information and allow him to make the decision that feels right for him. And because for me, it's very personal which country you decide to represent and how all that plays out. So as far as call-ups and stuff, I think a lot of that is just ongoing discussion and until a decision is made. And once a decision's made, it's made, and everybody moves forward. So that's what I want for Julian at some point, is to make a decision, be good with your decision, and let's go so that you can focus on your career and improving and all the things that come with that.
Thanks a lot. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. We'll go next to Damien Calhoun. Damien, go ahead.
Hey, Greg, how you doing?
I'm well, Damien. How are you?
Good. We know that Sebastian he will be available for this game, but what's the status of Efra and Jonah and those guys? Will they be available? I know they've been trained with Mexico already, but is there a chance they play Sunday and then depart, or what's the process here?
No, Seba will be here for the weekend. Jonah and Efra are with the national team for good through the Gold Cup anyways, and through their duration of the Gold Cup. Seba and the U.S. Federation has worked with all the clubs, I think, and more or less have let all the players play the 4th of July games, the 3rd, the 4th games, and then they're going to get the team together after that. Seba will hopefully also stay one more game, which was a part of something we worked out previously when we missed Seba earlier in the year. I think we were I don't know, we had an away game, maybe it was the Vancouver somewhere, I don't remember. And anyways, we lost Seba early on that one, so we get him for one more game on this. So he'll be here for both of these games.
And then, as you look ahead to the Gold Cup, the stretch of the dates there,
yep,
with these guys absent, what's the challenge facing you as a staff? Which could be what, a month, probably a good month without certain players.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of depth in certain areas. With O'Neill away as our cover right back, and he's away with Jamaica, then. Julian is our primary guy, and in some ways it's nice that he's still here, but we're just a little bit light in some areas in terms of our depth, and we're getting into the dog days of summer when the games start coming fast and they're difficult, and we have 3 on the road coming up pretty soon and a week and things like that. So it's depth, but this is the point of the season where everybody gets their opportunity. It's where guys who you used in preseason and you've used at the beginning of the year, who maybe haven't played a ton in the last few games, have to step up and show their value. And this is where the depth of your roster gets challenged, and you see where everybody's at and who's going to help you down the stretch. So for me, there's challenges. Some of those exist for more teams than others. There are some teams who aren't losing many guys. We play a couple teams who aren't losing really anybody. But at the same time, that's part of being at the LA Galaxy, is you're going to have international players and players who are away on international duty, and that's why our young guys, our guys who've come through the academy and have been with our program and have got some minutes here at the beginning of the year, are going to have some opportunities to step in and really help to carry this team over the next sort of month and change.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
And, we just heard from Coach, and he talked after last win about how impressed he was with this team's ability to be not only resilient, but to come together pretty quickly. So I just wonder, from your perspective, being in this locker room, what is it about this group of guys that is clicking so well, both personality and on the field?
Yeah, first of all, it's there is a great atmosphere within the changing room. Everyone gets on really well. Everyone's very positive, and we all look forward. So I think we're enjoying playing with each other. And then on the pitch, we kind of found different ways of winning games, even though we're trying to win in a certain way. Some games haven't gone exactly how we would like them to go, although, like you say, it's still early. And we've kind of found, various different ways to pick up points and win games. So I think as the season goes on, gradually we'll kind of form a proper identity. But so far, so good.
It seems like you guys are having fun out there, and I guess shifting to tactics, what sort of pressure does Kansas City's attack pose to you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're a 4-3-3. They play with wingers. They have the guy, what's the winger from England who was at Derby? No, I've played against him when he was at Derby, and I know his quality. He's a really good player, and then they have a lot of talent in midfield as well, who are very creative. I know Buzio's been making waves, so they have some dangerous players, a lot of technically good players, and I'm sure it'll be a difficult game. They're up at the top of the league for a reason. So it's a big game. When you look at the league, I know it's still early in the season, but we have 2 games in hand, and we want to be above them with those 2 games still in hand, which would be great. It'd be a real strong position. So it's a big game for many different reasons.
Wonderful. Thank you. Good luck on Sunday. See you then.
Johnny Russell, that's the one, yeah.
Johnny Russell, I was going to say, I think that's who you're referring to. Thanks, Nikki. We'll go next to Josh Guessman. Josh, go ahead.
Hey, Jonathan. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us. There's been a lot of, as you just said, you guys have figured out ways to pick up points and sort of, move along, get those points whenever you can. But has there been a complete performance from you guys? Do you feel like you've been able to put it all together yet? And is that still something maybe you guys are striving for?
I wouldn't say we've had a complete performance yet, which is amazing, really, considering how many points we've picked up. But I felt, strangely, probably our strongest and most closest to complete performance was the Seattle at home game, where I felt we were mature in the way we moved the ball and just the way we played in many different aspects, stopping the transition. We looked like a mature team. Obviously, they scored from a long throw and a corner. And that's clearly not a complete performance if you're letting in 2 goals like that. But I felt on the day we were definitely the better team. We deserved at least to draw, and that's the first time where I felt, wow, okay, we look strong in all the aspects we want to be kind of strong in, of being a possession team and thinking whilst we have the ball, even when we're attacking, people were thinking about the transition. And it should be like that all the time. I think it's, maybe it's a little bit easier to do that against Seattle, who are known for that attacking transition, that counter-attack. And we were so wary of it that it made it even more important that we stopped it. And we just need to now do that we'll do that in every game we play.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Josh. We'll go to Gio Garcia next. Gio, go ahead.
Hey, Jonathan. Hope
Hi.
you're doing well. I believe this may be your first 4th of July experience in the United States. How are you looking forward to that? Obviously, you guys are playing at home. You're going to get a warm welcome with the fireworks and everything. And what are your thoughts about the 4th of July game and experience?
I'm looking forward to it. Like you say, it's something I've never experienced. I have an American mum, but we never really did much for it because, in England, people don't. But I'm looking forward to it. I've heard that it's an exciting evening. I've heard that they obviously do the fireworks straight after the game, and there's a bit of a party atmosphere during the game, and it's usually a sellout and all this kind of stuff. So I am looking forward to it. I love those bigger games, especially when you know there's going to be a sellout and a good atmosphere. That's what players strive to play in those types of games. So I'm excited, and I think once I see it, then I'll have a clearer idea of what it's all about.
Cool, awesome, thank you.
Thanks, Gio. We'll go to Larry Morgan next. Larry, go ahead.
Hi, Jonathan. Thanks for taking our questions. I have a two-part question. One, I'd like to ask you about your back line. There have been a lot of changes this year. Derek's been out for a while. Dan is hurt. He's out. Nick has been in there. Saget has been in there. How impressed have you been with the way this group is meshed despite the changes? And two, in England, win the European Championships?
I think first of all, England they've got a good chance. They have got probably 2 winnable games in the quarters and the semis. So take it game by game. We'll see if they get to the final, then who they'll play. But yeah, I think that has been interesting. Obviously we've got two new centre backs, and one didn't come till late. One was injured at the start and then suspended, and now then Danny got injured, and then Nick came back in, and there were times where then Nick was on the bench and he got called off the bench to play. So I think in general, I think all 4 of them have done great. I think the last 2 games really should have been clean sheets. I kind of always say that we defend better than what people think, especially when you look at maybe the amount of goals going in. But I do think that the last 2 games should have been clean sheets. The Vancouver game, we got to the 92nd minute. Okay, we were under pressure for a lot of the second half, but really when you get to the 92nd minute, it's just about getting those details right, keeping the clean sheet. And then San Jose 3-0 up really should be in control of the game, and to let a goal in again there's 2 games where it should have been 2 clean sheets, and they're gone now. So they're very frustrating. But looking over the course of the 10 games that we've had in the season, I think I think the guys have done great, because not any of them, maybe Danny Starrows has had the longest run in the team, and that's difficult as a centre back. It's difficult to come in and out. So I think they've done great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Larry, and thanks, Jonathan. I think that's all we have for today. We appreciate your time as always.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. See you later.
Hey, Seb, congratulations on the call-up. Just wanted to get your reaction on the news. We know you get to play on Sunday with the Galaxy still, but what's your timeline looking like moving forward?
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's another opportunity for myself and the group to push forward. Obviously, the group's it looks a little bit different than the previous one, as far as like the comparison between the Nations League and Gold Cup. So, but it's exciting. I think it's going to be a very competitive group, and I'm very excited. I mean, obviously now I still have to focus on Galaxy and the task at hand, which is the weekend, and then we'll take it from there.
And I wanted to get your opinion. After Seattle, it could have been a precarious tipping point with so many games in such a short amount of time. You guys could have either gone one direction after losing or responded in the way you did. Yeah. What do you think led to that success you guys have seen so far?
Yeah, well, I mean, we were really disappointed to not get the result at home against Seattle. I thought we played them well. I think it was more us making the mistakes and not being strong enough, and then it kind of just cost us. But as far as like things that we wanted to do and get better, I thought we executed pretty well, and I think we. As opposed to being down about the little things that we got wrong in Seattle, I thought we focused on what we did well, and we carried on that in Utah against Vancouver, and then against San Jose. So, I think it just shows the mentality of the group, and Greg always emphasizes that we just got to keep focusing on what we're trying to do, and not Sure, I mean this game gets emotional, but we just got to keep focus on what we try to do and execute every game.
And I'm curious, Jonathan just said that he felt that was your guys' most complete performance to date was actually that loss. Do you feel the same way, or was there another match you felt in particular where there was a really well-rounded showing for the full 90?
Yeah, no, it was a weird one because I thought we played our best stuff. So it was kind of confusing, coming off the pitch afterwards. You're just like, wow, everything we worked on in training, everything we wanted to pick them apart at, exploit their weaknesses. We totally did it, but we were just too soft, defensively as a group, and then those things cost you the game. So it's a learning curve, I think, for the group as well. As good as we can be on the ball, we've got to just remember the other side of things. So, I mean, we'd rather that happen now, early on, and then learn from it, and and hopefully it doesn't happen again later on.
Fantastic. Thank you. See you on Sunday.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thanks, Nikki. We'll go to Kevin Baxter with the LA Times next. Kevin, go for it.
Hey, Sebastian. Just to clarify your response to Nikki, you're actually going to be here for 2 games, right? You're going to play Sunday, and then you're going to play.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, so I think that's the plan as of now. So it gets me another couple games here. Obviously with being in a big tournament like that, you're going to be away for a while. So I think it. I'm happy about it. It's fine. It's I get to be part of this group a little bit longer. Because it's been. I haven't had the biggest. I mean, this past week was probably the biggest flow of games for me. It's been a little. Choppy. I haven't had those repetitions as far as consecutive games because of national team and among other reasons. So, it's nice just to get a good run of games in.
Okay, sorry guys, I actually have 2 questions, and that was not one of them. That doesn't count.
It's all good. It's all good.
My 2 questions are: I'm old enough to remember when you didn't get called up every time for the national team.
Yeah, I'm old enough.
And I'm wondering what's that like for you, knowing that you're going to be called up every time, because Greg. There's 2 Gregs, both your coaches are Greg. The one with 2 Gs uses you more in an attacking role, and Greg Vanney here uses you more in a defensive role.
Right. Yeah. It's how do I say it? It's interesting, right? I mean, two coaches kind of use me in a different way. I think for me, it just shows the versatility, that I've always wanted to show. But I think we're still trying to figure things out here, and I think a lot of it has to do with the not having the consecutive games, So I think for somebody in Vanney's position, it's, you want to just find a way to use your guys in the best way possible and the way they can be effective. And, for right now, that's what I got to do. And I'll always do it for the team, So, but I have been enjoying it. I have been learning from him. It's just 2 different ways of. It's similar, but they do have different ways of seeing the game. But it's exciting. I enjoy learning from it. What was your second question? Sorry.
The second, I haven't asked you yet.
Oh, okay.
Here it comes. You were here with Chicharito last year. We were just talking with Greg Vanney about how he is a totally, Greg doesn't know this because they wouldn't hear him.
Right.
He's a totally different guy.
Right.
Just not only his play, but he's so happy.
Yeah.
Do you see that? Does it feel like a different guy than you played with last year, and is that behind his success?
Yeah, no, 100%, and I'm sure he'd be obviously a better person to ask. But from the outside, looking in, and from somebody that's seeing him on a more consecutive basis, he looks great, man. Like just on and off. I think he's really just, I don't know, came into this role, as our leader, and not only because he's a number 9 and he's a goal scorer, but I think overall he's really shown a lot more personality, with us, and we have as well. So I think it's been a collective effort. It's not fair to just put everything on just one person. So we're really excited, and we're really happy that he's happy, and it shows on the field,
Thanks a lot. Congratulations on the call.
Thanks, Kev. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. I also agree you are very old. We'll go next to Damien Calhoun. Damien, go ahead.
Hey, Seb, how you doing?
Hey, what's up, my man?
Just want to get your thoughts on the process that you've been on, the journey you've been on to become one of the guys that people expect to be on the national team roster.
Right.
What has it been like to become a guy that Greg seems to really, Greg Berhalter really trusts the national team?
Yeah, it's been a journey. Like you said, it's been. It seems like it's probably been easy or whatever, but it's been really tough. you deal with a bunch of stuff. You deal with people not believing in you, injuries. You deal with a lot of like things outside. But I just stayed focused and learning my craft. Someone like Berhalter who pushes you and teaches you and has that patience and doesn't really care what people are saying on the outside. I think, so it's been a collective effort again. It's never just one thing. So, but I feel great. I feel great about it. I'm really excited, and I just got to keep doing my part. It's nothing's ever handed to you in this game, so I just got to keep doing me.
And just quickly, your thoughts on was it Kansas City this week?
Yeah, Kansas City. Yeah, I think so. I hope so. That's what we've been preparing on the field. So let's. I hope that.
Yeah.
How do I feel? Sorry. I was still stuck on the. My bad. Yeah. No, I mean we know they're a good team. This is kind of for me like a repetition of how we would enter the Seattle game. A home game, a team that's a little bit ahead of us as far as points, and if we do win, then it'll be a really big push for this group. And I think, we know we can do. We just, I think, got to learn from that Seattle game because it's kind of the same situation. So just approach it in the same way, exploit their weaknesses. They're a team is definitely beatable, a good team, but I think we're definitely confident in our game plan.
Thanks, Damien. We'll go next to Josh Gessman and then I think finish off with Daniel Schwartzman. Josh, go ahead.
Hey, Josh.
All right. Hey, Seba. How's it going?
What's up, dude? I love the collection in the back, by the way.
Hey, thank you. My office, everybody thinks I'm crazy.
No, I love it.
No, my question is, it always feels, and clearly nobody has ever confused me for a professional athlete, but I have to feel that you're working on this project with the LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
And then occasionally you get pulled away to work on another project with US Soccer. Is there ever any? Is it hard emotionally to sort of part with one and join the other? But I'm sure there's happiness in both. Can you try to walk?
Yeah. No, I mean it's tough to explain. That's kind of where I've been. I've been in this like in between. Because I'm honestly super happy in both. Like I love the challenge on both, and both ask of different things. They're like it is similar, but it's at the same time it's very different. So I do get caught in this in between phase, but I think it's just me having to apply myself a little bit more. I've never been in. I mean, sure, I've been in this position, but not with a manager that has the ideas that Vanney has and the ideas as Greg has. Maybe before it was, it was just different with previous managers. So it's definitely a challenge, but I'm up for it. You know what I mean? Like I've got to do my part, and as a team on both teams, it's been going well. So I've got to focus on that. I think individually, I just want to keep getting better with this group and finding my role a little bit. But that's going to come with time. So it has been a little choppy. Like I said before. So I think with the run of games and I think we will find it. And with the national team, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing.
Perfect. Thanks, Seba.
Thanks.
Thanks, Josh. We'll go next to Daniel Schwartzman. Daniel, go ahead.
Thank you. Hola, Sebastián. Felicidades por tu llamado una vez más. ¿Nos podrás compartir tus impresiones y sentimientos ahora?
Sí, no, muy bien. Realmente es un orgullo siempre para estar llamado con la selección, ponerme esa camiseta de nuevo. Y más en un torneo que yo siempre quería jugar. Una Copa de Oro y para mí va a ser grande para este grupo. El grupo se ve un poco diferente. Pero no, estoy muy ansioso para empezarlo.
Y una más, si me permite, Sebastián, sobre la ausencia de Julián Araujo con la selección de Estados Unidos. ¿Cuál es tu opinión y qué consejo le darías a este chico de 19 años?
No, para mí es algo personal. No es yo lo quiero mucho a ese chico. Es como un hermanito. Pero yo intento ayudarlo, pero son decisiones que jugadores tienen, está en una posición distinta, que no muchos están. Yo sé que es difícil, pero yo respeto sus decisiones, ¿no? Pero eso no hay nada más.
Gracias, éxito.
Rodrigo Serrano, I think you put your hand up if you want to do one last quick one. Go ahead.
Hola Sebas, ¿cómo estás?
Hola.
Felicidades por la convocatoria a la selección. ¿Qué tanto afectará el que no estarán jugadores claves que vimos en la batalla que se enfrentaron Pulisic, Terry Adams, Weston McKennie? Y si me permite una segunda rapidito, Efraín Álvarez ya tomó su decisión, no sé si intentaste hablar con él para...
Sí, no. Bueno, sí, bueno, como dije, es un poco distinto el grupo que jugó en la Nations League y ahora en la Copa de Oro va a ser diferente, pero para mí vamos a ser competitivos. Como yo siempre digo, hay jugadores en esta liga, algunos de Europa que van a venir, pero la mayoría de acá que están jugando en la MLS, que tienen muchísima calidad y seguro que lo van a mostrar en este torneo. Entonces es una oportunidad para muchos, no, y es un challenge. Entonces realmente tengo mucha confianza en el grupo. Y el tema de Efra, bueno, sí, hizo su decisión y bueno, yo siempre lo voy a querer en el equipo de Estados Unidos, pero yo lo entiendo, yo respeto su decisión y bueno, se merece lo mejor el chico. Es un muy buen chico y es un buen jugador y bueno, sabemos el talento que tiene, le deseo lo mejor.
Awesome. Thanks, Rodrigo, and thanks, Sebastian. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.